process of getting the peanut picker serviced up. Got my doubts that we'll even pick today. We got a lot of rain headed this way after lunch, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and get these peanut pickers serviced up. Get that on film. Hold it. Woo! More convenient, but it makes a mess. And that is what the inside of a peanut picker looks like when you're picking tough conditions. When everything's going smooth, dry peanuts, that usually doesn't happen unless you like catch a pigweed or something that wads everything up. But that's what it looks like. Looks like a mess. Forget to take that off. So I ran the whole machine, and all the trash, hay, all that was up here now should be blown out the back, which it did, and any peanuts should be in the basket. So let's check it out and see how clean we got it. Oh yeah, much better. Much better. That is what you want to see. Now it's time to oil the chains. I got all the chains greased, got the PTO shaft greased. There's 2 bearings on this picker, well actually 3, actually 4. So I got 3 out of the 4, 1 went to take grease. We'll deal with that another day. And pretty much should be ready to roll. We got plenty of fuel, so fingers crossed, maybe we'll pick some peanuts today. How you coming along, Jeff?
I am done.
Just in time. Jeff's got the fancy doors on his that just lift open.
Yeah, it's nice.
You know what's not nice though? Walk around this side of the picker real quick. Is that rust stain?
Yeah, I know it.
That was there the day we got it. We should really try to paint it.
We should.
Look a lot better. You know what else is not nice? This.
Where'd that come from? Inside the picker?
Like my dad would say, that's money on the ground. Speaking of that, Dad, share the story of years ago. It's probably 98, maybe 99, where I spilled a bunch of peanuts one day.
Okay.
And you got all over me, got onto me.
No, I didn't get all over you, just got on. All right. Yeah, it was in 98, 99. We was picking peanuts at Greenwood. Jim was just out of school or still in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And so he spilled a bunch of peanuts on there. He was living in the trailer and he was real sloppy and it fell all off the trailer and there was a lot of peanuts in there. So I go up there and I say, Jim, be careful, don't spill the peanut. He said, well, that ain't enough to worry about. I said, that's money, Jim. That's money on the ground you left right there.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked at me like, so what? So I just got my bill folded out, took $4 or $5, throwed it on the ground. I said, would you pick that up? He said, well, sure. I said, it's the same thing. Pick them up, put them in the trailer.
Yeah. That was a great example for sure.
Yeah.
Money on the ground.
Money on the ground.
Yep.
Pick it up.
And we used to, especially when your dad was alive, my grandfather,
right.
He was adamant about leveling. The peanut wagons had to be near about put a level on them before
right.
you left the field.
Yep.
And even up till Papa was what, in his mid-70s? He would crawl up on the peanut wagons and level them.
He was in his mid-70s, 75, 76, 77.
Mm-hmm.
If he seen a wagon that wasn't level, he kept a shovel in his truck. He would go to that wagon, crawl up that wagon,
oh yeah,
and level that wagon before we left with the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the lesson he taught me.
Yeah, and I remember No, I think it's still on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's still on.
Yeah.
I remember, I forget who was helping us out, but you told him, you're like, no matter what, make sure you level these peanut wagons.
Right.
Do not let Dad up there leveling a peanut wagon. Get to it before he has the chance to crawl up there and level the peanut wagon.
Yeah.
So.
Because he hauled our wagons back then. We went, maybe not that late,
Yep.
but when he was in his 70s, he was still hauling wagons.
Yeah, after he retired from the peanut mill, yeah, he hauled all the wagons.
Oh, he hauled all of our wagons for about probably 6, 7 years. Yeah.
So anyway, just thought you guys would enjoy that story. It kind of jogged my memory when we and Jeff were out there and Jeff spilled all the peanuts. So, but anyway, let's get back to the video. All right, everybody. Well, it's too wet to pick peanuts today, so I'm here with Glen Gullidge. He works for KMC. What is the correct, is it an inverter? Is it a shaker? Is it a digger? What do we call this thing?
I always called it a peanut shaker myself.
Yep.
The technical term, I guess, in other words, is a digger shaker inverter.
Digger shaker inverter.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a brand new digger shaker inverter. It was working great, I'd say 97%, but we had just one side on this right side that kind of flipped the peanuts over. So he came by and gave us some tips. So Glenn, if you want to just kind of talk about the shaker
Sure.
and give some farmers some tips in the area.
One thing a lot of people call us about as territory managers and all, if the inverter's not doing perfectly, people tend to come back here first. And well, let me go adjust my rods. But the first thing you want to do is start at the front. You want to make sure your spacing is correct on your standards that your plows bolt to. And then make sure your peanuts are coming up the outside of the rattler cage. If you're not doing that, you're not going to invert correctly at the back. They have to be on the outside where they come and hit the fingers at the correct point. Then if you're having problems, say with peanuts after they're inverted, wanting to fall back apart, that tells me you're not getting them completely inverted to where the nuts are on top. So the weight of the nut and the dirt is kind of pulling them back apart. One of the ways to solve that issue, and I like to do it in the field so you can visually see what's going on, but you can open your bottom rods a little bit to give those vines more room to flip completely over. Now you are widening the base of your pile row a little bit, but peanuts aren't out there. So you're not worried about running over them or anything like that. But you have to see what's going on back here. Make sure they're hitting the top rods like they're supposed to, and give these bottom rods a little bit of room so it can completely invert that vine and you won't get that falling back apart problem. It's especially a problem sometimes with the 12Ys and the varieties that have the larger vines.
Large vines, right.
So, and also make sure, just simply walk behind the inverter, look and make sure your opening is in the center of your rattler cage.
And that's what we noticed. This one wasn't exactly
center. Off center a little bit. Especially if you've used a little bit and you've turned around in the end rows and hit some tree limbs, etc. But if you're not coming, you know, if your piling rods aren't centered, you're going to have some piling issues.
That's right.
But it's nothing that can't be pretty easily rectified.
That's right.
If you have a problem with it, myself, along with other territory managers, are readily available to help.
Tell you what, Mr. Glenn, if you would, let's walk to the front of the shaker. Should you run your blades bevel down or bevel up, or it just depends on what kind of soil you got?
It's personal preference. I like bevel up. People think they tend to sharpen themselves with bevel down. I don't necessarily think that's correct. We recommend bevel up. But you have people that like chocolate, you have people that like vanilla.
Man, it's raining cats and dogs out there, Randy.
Yeah, it's probably already rained about, I don't know, an inch and a half. Kind of reminds me of Hurricane Michael. I tell you what, when Hurricane Michael hit back in 2018, I sure would love to have a Sun Life emergency solar radio.
Well, what's it do?
Great question, Jeff. More like, what does it not do? Pan up a little bit. This Sun Life emergency solar radio is way more than a radio. Number one, it's a flashlight. Number two, it's a radio. Oh, excuse me. Gotta find it. We're inside.
Look, you're on the weather. You're not gonna listen to tunes on the weather channel.
So, don't want to get a copyright strike. But anyway, the coolest part about this emergency solar radio is the hand crank feature. So of course, you know, if crap sure hits the fan, you're going to lose power. If you're losing power, you're not charging anything. Give it a little crank. That provides your power for your light, for your radio, your... Come get me, help. It's got an SOS. Also, solar powered. What you want to make sure you do is peel this strip, a little closer. Peel that off, put that puppy in the sun for a little bit, and then you can also charge it by the sun. It also can run off 2 AAA batteries. Is that right, Jeff? 3 AAA batteries. The coolest part to me, Jeff,
Hey, Randy, why are you wearing sunglasses inside?
My future's bright. The coolest part is it charges your cell phone. There's a USB, plug in your cell phone and you can charge your cell phone. Are you going?
Yeah, I'm going.
Of course, in Florida, we deal with hurricanes and thunderstorms all the time. So always make sure you have a Sun Life solar-powered radio. Make sure that Jim puts the description, or the link in the description. You guys check this out. It's a great product, no joke, on Amazon for a little over 20 bucks. See you, Jeff. I do pretty good on that or no?
Yeah, you're doing great, Randy.
I don't know. It's kind of aggravating when I'm watching other people's YouTube channels and they're always, you know, buy this, buy that, promoting this. It's kind of aggravating. But it does make me thirsty talking about all this, and that's why when I'm thirsty, I always drink out of my coldest water bottle.
How cold is it, Randy?
Some of the coldest water have you ever tasted. Lifetime warranty, company out of Naples, Florida. Great group of guys. Check them out. thecoldestwater.com. Use the code FIELD10 to save yourself 10% off. Is that good?
Yeah, that's real good.
Thanks. All right, if you're watching, please cross your fingers for me. Let's hope this drone's gonna be all right. We're gonna try to fly it and hope for the best. Jeff, you wanna record this? I'm gonna fly the drone real quick.
Hey, camera.
Oh gosh.
What the world?
It does it every now and then. You gotta... She's powering up. So I guess I'll report the damage. All 4 propellers were broke. It broke the gimbal, which is what holds your camera and stabilizes it. And it cracked one of the arms. So we replaced the arms, new blades, new gimbal. If you guys watched the last video, that's when I ran into the tree. All right. Uh-oh. Oh gosh. Oh. Ah. What were you running for?
I didn't know where it was going.
Dang, sensor error. Snap. Shucks. Karma has stopped working properly. If needed, we can help you find it now using the last known location. I don't know where it's at. Dang. Thanks so much for watching the video. Not sure when we'll get back for in the field picking peanuts, because it rained another, what, probably half an inch today.
If not more.
If not more. So, yeah, thanks so much. Jesus loves you guys. Keep in the field rows. See ya. I need to take a 2.